Buddhaṃ 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 Vande Dhammang 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 Vande Sanghang 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 Vande Buddhaṃ Dhammang Sanghang Vande. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha, homage to the Triple Gem. Three refuge. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the exalted one, the worthy one, the supremely enlightened one. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. A second time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. A third time, I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time, I go to the Sangha for refuge. 5 precepts, Panchasila. Pāṇātipātā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training floor to abstain from taking life. Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training floor to abstain from stealing. Kāmesu micchācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training floor to abstain from sexual misconduct. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training floor to abstain from false speech. Surameraya majjapama daṭṭhāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. I undertake the training floor to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Homage to the Triple Gem. Buddha Vandana. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Such indeed the exalted one, worthy, supremely enlightened, endowed with knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, incomparable trainer of persons to be tamed, supreme teacher of deities and men, enlightened and exalted. Dhammavandana, homage to the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehi pansiko opanayiko pancantang veditambo vinyohiti. Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One. Visible results, immediately effective, calling one to come and see, leading onwards and to be personally realized by the wise. Sangha Vandana, homage to the noble disciples of the Buddha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjopatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīti patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidaṃ cantāri purisa yugāni Aṭṭha purisa pungalāṃ Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Āhuneyo pāhuneyo Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuntaram punyakhentam lokansati. The order of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing correctly. The order of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing rightly. The order of the Blessed One's disciples is practicing properly. This is the four pairs of persons. This, the 8 kind of individuals. This, the order of the Blessed One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, the supreme field of merit for the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Friends in Dhamma, today we are going to start our Saturday Dhamma program. At the beginning of the sermon, for our mental health, we are going to practice a meditation technique. Especially we are going to practice loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana, for inner peace. Practicing loving kindness meditation is highly appreciated in Buddhism for our inner peace. In one side, it helps us to overcome anger, which is one of the reasons for our mental illnesses. This helps us to overcome anger. Anger is one of the reasons that we suffer. Therefore, Buddha says, He who wishes to attain the peace of mind should practice loving kindness meditation. On the other side, it helps us to develop our spirituality to the maximum level in the mundane state. That is why the Supreme Buddha has explained the importance of practicing loving kindness meditation in many discourses. Here, we are going to practice loving kindness meditation for few minutes for our inner peace, for our mental health. Friends in Dhamma, please get ready for our sit-in meditation. Please sit comfortably. Straight your body, please. And keep your right hand on the left hand. Close your eyes gently, please. And take a deep breath in. Hold a second. And breathe out slowly. Again, take a deep breath in. Hold a second. And breathe out slowly. Relax your body, please. Be aware of your body posture that you are sitting here. From your legs to head and from your head to legs. And keep your attention around the nose or upper lip at the present moment. Now I don't think my past or future. I completely keep my attention in the present moment. May all beings at this home be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this city be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the east direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the west direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the north direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the south direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the upper direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in the down direction be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. May all beings in this universe be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. I see that all over the world, like my family, like my children. I am friendly with everyone in this world. I see everyone like my only son or daughter. I have no enemies in this world. I am friendly with everyone. I have a compassionate heart to everyone who are in this world. May all beings in this entire world be well, happy and peaceful. May they attain the final bliss of liberation. Practicing loving kindness meditation is the highest quality that I can develop to my spirituality. Therefore, every day I practice loving kindness meditation as much as I can. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Friends in Dhamma, venerable members of the Mahasangha, today our topic is Sammaditti or right understanding. Sammaditti is one of the main topics in Buddhism. The Supreme Buddha always explained his message for developing right understanding in our life. Right understanding means the correct vision, what happens to the world and what happens to our life. Our entire spiritual development, the success of our spiritual journey depends on the gaining of right understanding. When we are going to develop our right understanding, correct vision, Sammaditti, we should have good association. When we meet good friends who know the Dhamma, who explain the Buddha's message correctly, when we pay our attention to them, we have a chance to listen to what the Buddha taught. By listening to Dhamma and also with wise reflection, we are able to develop our right vision, right understanding, correct view, the Sammaditti. The more we have the Sammaditti, the more we go on the path of liberation. In this situation, right understanding is highly appreciated in Buddhism. At the beginning of our path of spirituality, we have to gain the real understanding about the Sammaditti. Buddha explains the importance of having Sammaditti. Sammaditti pure javam. Right understanding is first. Vision should be first, then mission. Why is that? Mission without vision is blind. Not only we should have vision, but we should practice this path, since vision without mission is useless. Therefore, both of vision and mission are important according to the Buddha's message. When we have correct vision, our energetic will gradually increases. We are ready to go forward on this path. If we know the world as it is, then we are happy about this path, and little by little we go forward according to our courage and dedication and wisdom. First of all, we should understand what is the meaning of right understanding or correct vision, the Sammaditti, what the Buddha taught. According to the Mahachattārisaka Sutta, the discourse of the Great 40, the Blessed One says, Sammadittim paham bhikkhave dvayam vadami. Monks, I explain the Sammaditti as two parts. What they are. Atti bhikkhave Sammaditti, sāsava puññabhāgiyā upadivepakka. There is a right understanding which is affected by taints, sāsava, and puññabhāgiyā, a part of merit, upadivepakka. Upadivepakka means it helps us to gain some visible results, such as longevity, good complexion, health, like that. That says upadivepakka. And also Buddha says, Atti bhikkhave Sammaditti Ariya Anasava Lokuttara Magganga. There is a right vision which is noble, which is taintless, and Lokuttara, supramundane, Magganga, a factor of the path. The first step of right understanding is that understanding the karmic law. It means whatever we do with intention, physically, verbally, or mentally, we will have the same results according to volitional actions, according to our intention. That is why Buddha says, Mano pubbangama dhamma Mano setta manomaya. Mind is the forerunner. Mind is chief. Mind made Dade. If someone speaks or acts with a wicked mind because of polluted mind, the negative results come to us. On the other side, if we do something with a pure mind, because of the pure mind, the fruitful results follow us. In this situation, if someone has this understanding, the karmic law, the eternal truth in this world, he always tries to overcome negative thoughts. Sabba papa sakaranang. He trains his mind to not to do any evil because he doesn't like get suffering. Therefore, he overcomes negative activities, evil activities, physically or verbally. Not only that, he knows the visible results. When our mind is pure and calm, when we do some activities physically, verbally or mentally, we will have the same results, the fruitful results. Then we practice good deeds, kusala supa sampada. We practice good deeds as much as we can. In this situation, we practice 3 meritorious deeds: generosity, virtue, and meditation, mental culture. When we have right understanding, little by little we go forward on the path of liberation. We meet the Eightfold Path, the Noble Eightfold Path, Arya Attangika Magga. With associating good friends, listening to Dhamma, when we have understanding about the karmic law, we practice right intention or right thoughts. What are the right thoughts? The intention free from sensual pleasure, free from ill will, free from cruelty. Nekkama sankappa, avyapada sankappa, ahimsa sankappa. Now we have started our spiritual journey with the understanding of the karmic law. We always keep our mind calm and peaceful. Then our activities are correct. Our thoughts, our intention is correct and pure and calm. We always try to overcome sensual pleasure for our inner peace. Not only that, we overcome anger or ill will, which is one of the reasons that we suffer. In this second step of the Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Sankappa, right thoughts. Now, we try to overcome greed or lust and anger or ill will. Our first intention is to overcome greed and anger. Then little by little we go forward. The next step is that right speech, correct speech, sammavaca. When we have right intention or right thoughts, we always protect our speech. We are aware of our speech. Whatever we speak, we think again and again whether it is correct. In right speech, Buddha has explained how we manage our speech. Therefore, here we have to practice right speech in 4 areas. Musavada Veramani, abstaining from false speech, and also Pisunavacha Veramani, abstaining from slandering words, and also abstaining from harsh speech, and abstaining from gossiping or useless words. This is the discipline in our speech. Buddha says, Subhasitacha vachacha etang mangalamuttamam. If someone speaks correct words, sweet words, That is one of the supreme blessings that brings us happiness. When we start our spiritual journey, according to what the Buddha taught, our discipline in speech is in the higher level. And also little by little we go forward. The next part of the Noble Eightfold Path is that Samma Kammanta, right action. We do everything physically, contemplating on whether it is correct. Here we overcome three unwholesome actions: abstaining from killing beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct. This is the right action, Samma Kammanta. We do everything physically and verbally, contemplating on it again and again whether it is correct. Why do we need to do like that? Now we are on the path of liberation, the path of our inner peace. We give the priority to our inner peace. When we have right understanding, we always take care of our mind. When our mind is polluted, we have to face sufferings. Therefore, we always take care of our mind, doing good activities with good, correct intention, with Samma Sankappa. Here, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, next Samma Ajiva. When we live, we do everything righteously, honestly. This is the nature of the person who is listening to Dhamma. When we do jobs, we think again and again. We overcome evil actions, and there are some jobs which are not righteous. We overcome those jobs. We overcome trade in weapons and poisons, intoxicating drinks and drugs, trade in slaves, trade in beans for the food. We avoid these jobs because that is harmful. In this situation, we do everything righteously. Even though we need money for our life, we do everything correctly with a pure mind. This is the nature of the person, the noble person or the disciples of the Buddha. These three things, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, these three factors constitute moral conduct, morality. Those factors belong to the discipline of morality or Sila Sikha. The very first two parts, Sammaditti and Samma Sankappa, right understanding and right thoughts, belong to wisdom. These three parts, three factors, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, belong to morality or virtue. Next we go to Samma Vayama, right effort. We have always energetic will for getting rid of evils and for developing good deeds in our life. We always try to overcome negative activities, unwholesome activities in our life. Here we have energy, effort, energetic will, and also we always dedicate our life for our spiritual life, for our inner peace. This belongs to right effort or Samma Vayama. Next, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, being aware of our body and mind. or contemplating on our body, feelings, mental formations, and consciousness. Mindfulness is highly appreciated in Buddhism because this is the only path for the liberation. Therefore, we have to be mindful always. By practicing mindfulness, we take care of our body and mind. Especially, we are aware of our mind. When our mind is lustful, we understand my mind has lust. When my mind has no lust, I understand now my mind is free from lust. When mind is angry, we understand now my mind has anger or ill will. When mind is free from ill will, we understand now my mind has no anger. And also when mind is ignorant, we suddenly understand now my mind has ignorance or delusion. Like that, everywhere, every moment, we are aware of our mind and body as well. Now we little by little practice mindfulness. As the result of practicing mindfulness, keeping our attention in a particular wholesome object for a long time, we are able to concentrate our mind, right concentration, Samma Samadhi. According to the Sammaditti Sutta, the great discourse of mindfulness, Buddha has explained several techniques that we can practice to concentrate our mind. Especially, we can practice breathing meditation and also work in meditation, the contemplating on four postures, contemplating of four fundamental elements, contemplating on 32 body parts. Like that, we can practice mindfulness for our concentration. The first part of Sammaditti focuses on having a blissful life in this life and hereafter. Still, we are in the sansaric circle. Even though we practice good deeds or punyabhi sankhara or ananjabhi sankhara, we are still in the sansaric circle because of ignorance or delusion. What is the nature of delusion or ignorance? When we look at something outside, we think there is something outside. And also I experience the present world. And also we think, although we don't think the world, the external world still happens. This is the nature of ignorance. That is why our mind is fixed in outside material things and persons. When we look at something, we think there is something outside. And also when we see something, hear something, smell something, when we taste something, when we touch something, when we remember or think something, we suddenly think that there is a material world. There are persons outside. Because of this ignorance, suddenly our mind is fixed in outside material things and persons. In this situation, we can acquire some positive thoughts as meritorious deeds. But when those material world changes, we are suffering. When physical body is going to old age, sicknesses, death, and when we separate from our dearest and beloved relatives and friends, we suddenly get upset. We are suffering because of this ignorance. Why? Our mind is fixed in outside material things and persons. Very first level of Sammaditti, with the understanding of the right understanding, we concentrate our mind to the maximum level. Especially in this level, Buddha has explained the importance of practicing loving kindness meditation as a meditation technique to develop our mind and spirituality to the maximum level. As the result of practicing concentration meditation technique, we are able to overcome some negative thoughts from our mind, especially 5 hindrances, pancha nivarana, like kama, chanda, vyapada, like that. Sensual pleasure, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, skeptical doubt. These are the negative thoughts, unwholesome mental states, hindrances, disturb our peace of mind. They steal our inner peace. Therefore, with the understanding of the karmic law, little by little we purify our mind, practicing virtue and mental culture. In this level, we always practice 5 precepts: abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, intoxicating drinks and drugs. Overcoming these negative activities from our life, we practice 5 precepts. When we practice Panchasila, we have confidence about our life and we have no regrets because of our correct life. We have confidence and also we are honored in the society. We can face any society without doubt and fear because of our correct behavior. Having this moral conduct, we always keep our attention in a present moment with a positive thought. We practice a meditation technique as Buddha mentioned. Especially, we can practice loving kindness meditation, and also if are interested in, we can practice breathing meditation, anapanasati bhavana, like that. The purpose of practicing concentration meditation is to overcome 5 hindrances. When we have these hindrances, actually we have no inner peace because of polluted mind. Even though we are well educated, even though we are very rich, although we have a lot of friends and relatives who are well educated and rich, if our mind is polluted with lust and anger, everything that we earned is useless. Therefore, he who wishes to attain the peace of mind should overcome 5 hindrances. For that, he always pays his attention to practice concentration meditation technique. By practicing concentration meditation, we are able to overcome hindrances, especially lust and anger, which are the main reasons that we suffer. They pollute our mind. We always keep our mind pure and calm by practicing this path. In this situation, we have a confidence that we never fall into hell because we have discipline or morality or virtue, and also we always keep our mind in the positive way, in the calm state. In this level, our mind is not fixed in material things because we practice concentration meditation. As the result of practicing concentration meditation, when mind gains concentration, we completely depend on inside our mind. We don't depend on outside material worlds. We know very well if our mind is fixed in material things outside, we have to get suffering when they change. Therefore, always we should protect our mind from 4 fundamental elements, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. In this level, we take care of our mind from 5 consciousnesses, Chakku Vijnana, Sota Vijnana, Gana Vijnana, Jivha Vijnana, Kaya Vijnana. In this level, we protect our mind, the delusion of 5 consciousnesses. Chakku Vijnana, like that. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, like that. And now, then we are going to next level of the right understanding of Sammaditti. Buddha says, Atti Bhikkhave Sammaditti. Ariya Anasava Lokuttara Magganga. There is a Sammaditti, right understanding, correct vision, which is noble, which is supramundane, which is a factor of the path of liberation. Here we have to understand the Four Noble Truths, which is the heart of Buddhism. Dukkha Satya, the noble truth of suffering. Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Nirodha Satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Marga Satya, the noble truth of the path that leads to getting rid of suffering. We are going to understand the Four Noble Truths with associating good friends by listening to Dhamma, what the Supreme Buddha explained. Here, first of all, we should understand the first part of the Four Noble Truths, Dukkha Satya, the noble truth of suffering. What is the Dukkha Satya? Dukkha Satya means the very first experience that we have when we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we taste something, when we touch something, when we think something. Every moment we create our six senses according to our present mental condition and our previous actions. The very first experience, we have only the very slight understanding. When we look at something, the very first experience, the eye arises, the form arises, eye consciousness arises, eye contact arises, like this, according to our sense. Five aggregates, the five group of existence arise. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Rupa means forms, Vedana means feelings, Sanya perception, Sankhara mental formations, and Vijnana consciousness. When one sense arises, according to the present mental condition, these five groups of existence arise. This very first experience is neither pleasant nor unpleasant. That is just a result. That is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. That is just a result of our previous actions and mental situation. This very first experience is very pure. The mind also very pure. That is why Buddha says, this first mind is pure. And pakati parisuddhamidam chittam. Naturally, the first consciousness is pure. But in this first experience, we are unable to recognize something completely. Just contact the objects, external objects. That is why Buddha says, he says, Panchahi Vijnanehi na kenachi dhamma pativijanati anyatra abhinipatamatta. We are unable to recognize something completely by five consciousnesses, just contact. When we recognize something completely, the very first experience has already ceased. When you see something, when you recognize something through your eye, through your ear, nose, or tongue, or body, the very first experience, what they are, like eye, forms, ear, sounds, nose, smell, or tongue, or taste, these things have already ceased. When we recognize something, the very first experience has ceased. We recognize something not through our five consciousnesses, but through our mind consciousness. If we have this understanding, we recognize that if we think that there is something outside, it means we are ignorant. Because The form has already ceased. The first experience has already ceased. When we are ignorant in this situation, we are going to the world, then avidya paccaya sankhara. Mental formations arise because of delusion or ignorance. And sankhara paccaya vijnanam. Consciousness arises because of mental formations which consist with ignorance. In this situation, we are in the samsaric circle, having suffering such as death, decay, sickness, because of ignorance. If we want to overcome this situation, we always keep our mind in wisdom. The very first experience is the Dukkha Satya, the noble truth of suffering. The second truth is that Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. That means if we are ignorant, then we belong to the samsaric circle, like avidya paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnanam, vijnana paccaya namarupam, namarupa paccaya salayatana, like that. That is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. And also we don't like to go on this path, therefore we go to the next level of the Four Noble Truths, the Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. What is the cessation of the noble truth of suffering? We overcome this ignorance as much as we can. When we experience something, we suddenly understand these material things and persons have already ceased. I recognize something through my mind consciousness. This is the cessation of suffering. When we have this understanding, when we are mindful and wise, we suddenly understand the forms have already ceased, and also the mind also is impermanent. Forms are impermanent, persons are impermanent, and also mind also arises and ceases at the moment. Therefore, that is also impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Sabbe sankhara anicca. All conditioned things are impermanent. Sabbe sankhara dukkha. All conditioned things are dissatisfactory. Sabbe dhamma anatta. All phenomena are selfless. He who sees this reality with wisdom, esamago visuddhya, this is the path to purity. We understand this reality as the samudaya, as the nirodha satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Then we meet the path, the noble truth of the path that leads to getting rid of suffering, marga satya, magga satya, which is the noble eightfold path or three disciplines, sila, samadhi, panya, virtue, concentration, and wisdom. We are always on this path because of this understanding. When we have this understanding, Sammaditti, right vision, then we always have good intention, correct vision, and right intention, Samma Sankappa. We always practice loving kindness meditation, and also we practice some techniques, meditation techniques such as Asubha Bhavana, the contemplation of the impurity of body parts. In one side we overcome lust, on the other side we overcome anger or ill will. When mind is concentrated, we think, we contemplate on impermanence and selflessness. Little by little we go forward, then with the understanding of the Four Noble Truths, now we practice right speech. When we speak something, we think again and again, and also we do our actions mindfully and wisely, and we do our jobs righteously, honestly, mindfully, and wisely. And also, we have energetic will, courage, dedication, energy for getting rid of unwholesome things and for developing wholesome things in our life. We do everything within our inner peace, liberation, emancipation, and also, especially in this level, we practice mindfulness. We always live in mindfulness, which is the safety in our life according to what the Exalted One explained. Whenever we are in mindfulness, being aware of our body and mind, we are near the Supreme Buddha. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, it means we are in the field of the Mara or devil who disturb our peace of mind. Therefore, we always practice mindfulness, the contemplation of body, the contemplation of feelings, the contemplation of mental formations, and the contemplation of consciousness. We are always be aware of our body, feelings, mental formations, and consciousness. In one side, we practice concentration, meditation with mindfulness. On the other side, when mind gains concentration, we reflect on impermanence. When our mind gains concentration in body, then we understand, we reflect on this body arises because of some reasons such as food, ignorance, desire, like that. When those reasons, causes cease, this result also ceases, the body also ceases. We contemplate on arising and ceasing of our body. Not only that, when our mind is concentrated in feelings, we understand these feelings arise because of contact. Passapaccha Vedana. Feeling arises because of contact. When contact arises, feeling arises. When contact ceases, feeling ceases. Then we don't take anything, any feeling as me, as myself. We see the causality, cause and effect. This is only a process. Not only that, we go forward. We contemplate on consciousness. This consciousness, mind or mental formations, especially we contemplate on that this consciousness arises because of Namarupa or mentality and corporeality. Namarupaccha Vijnanam. Consciousness arises because of mentality and corporeality. When mentality and corporeality arise, consciousness arises. When mentality and corporeality cease, the consciousness also ceases. We see the cause and effect, causality, dependent origination. And also we contemplate on mental formations, our mental conditions. Then mental formations arise because of contact. When contact ceases, the mental formations also cease at the moment without remaining anything. By practicing right mindfulness, Sammaditti, we always keep our attention in our body and mind, or our body, feelings, mental formations, and consciousness. And also, we reflect on impermanence. Our entire life, mind and body are impermanent. Every moment, everything arises and ceases. We think only thing which happens in our life is that impermanence, so arising and ceasing. With this understanding, we practice right concentration, samma samadhi. Our mind always gains concentration. When mind is concentrates, then we reflect on impermanence. With this understanding, we go to the next level, sammajnana, right knowledge. Now we realize the Four Noble Truths which we have already heard. We see the Four Noble Truths very clearly. Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, Magga Satya. And also we go to the next level, which is the highest step of spirituality, Samma Vimukti, right liberation. The more we practice concentration and insight meditation, the more we liberate from suffering. Our final goal is liberation from greed, anger, and delusion. The more we are on this path, the Noble Eightfold Path, the more we reduce, we overcome greed, anger, and delusion, lust, ill will, and ignorance. Our real success depends on our spiritual life that reducing these three unwholesome roots, Trividha Akusala Mula. Whatever we do in our day-to-day life, we always live in the Noble Eightfold Path. We don't go away from this path because we know that this is the very safety path. Whenever we are away from this path, it means we are suffering. Outside persons and things can bring us suffering. If you are wise, you don't like to get suffering. Especially we have received this valuable truth, the sublime truth, what the Buddha explained. We don't need to get suffering. We have a clear path that to overcome suffering. Therefore, always keep our mind in the correct way with right understanding, Sammaditti. When we have Sammaditti, we have right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. When mind gains concentration, we reflect on impermanence, like 5 aggregates are impermanent, 6 external objects are impermanent, 6 internal senses are impermanent, Nama Rupa Vijnana are impermanent, mentality and corporeality and consciousness, everything is impermanent. Our real success depends on our happiness. Our happiness completely depends on our spiritual success, spiritual development. Our spiritual development completely depends on the duration of concentration and insight meditation. That is why the exalted one says in the discourse of Abhinya, as a wise person, the highest qualities that we can develop is that concentration and insight meditation. Therefore, we should try to develop the duration of practicing concentration meditation and insight meditation, samatha and vipassana bhavana in our day-to-day life. For that, we should have clear understanding, correct vision, sammaditti for this path. In this discussion, we hope to explain sammaditti for right understanding. I think you may have some understanding what the Sammaditti is. Developing this understanding day by day. Listening to Dhamma from good association. Let's try to develop our understanding the Dhamma. And also we try to practice these three disciplines, Sila, Samadhi and Panya. The more we have this understanding, the more we go on these three disciplines, virtue, concentration and wisdom. We should have very high level discipline according to Karaniya Sutta explains. As the result of this understanding, we should not do any slight wrong activity which is criticized, which is censored by the wise. And also we have loving kindness meditation in the higher level. And also we should have some qualities such as honesty, not conceit, like that. The qualities that says in Karaniya Sutta. According to Karaniya Sutta, we have to practice some higher level qualities on this spiritual path. And also, finally, we have to practice only reflecting on impermanence, which happens to everything. For that, I wish you all the best. By the power of this knowledge, you also can develop your path, practice day by day. Please try to get the results by practicing this path, and this is the way how we can give a very higher level value to our life. When our life is very valuable, it means we have no suffering. We can face some problems without suffering. That is the highest bliss of life. According to Mangala Sutra explains, Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassana kampati asokang virajang khemang etang mangalamuttamam. If someone is able to make an unshakable mind in the worldly conditions, attaloka dhamma, labha alabha, gain and loss, yasayasa, honor and dishonor, prasansa ninda, praise and blame, sapa dukkha, happiness and misery. Among these 8 worldly conditions, if you are able to make an unshakable mind, that is the highest bliss of life. That is the highest bliss that we can gain in this life. For that, let's try to practice this path. I wish you all the best for your spiritual success. By the power of this spiritual activity, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain the final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantāca nirdukkhaṃ, bhayam pantāca nirbhayam, sokam pantāca nissokam, honto sabbe pipānino. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May all of us attain the final bliss of liberation, the emancipation, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May the triple gem bless you.